Okay. So let me give a small recap what we have discussed as part of previous session. So I believe we have talked about point-to-site VPN setup, right? That is about our last session, right? So as part of point-to-site VPN, so we have discussed about from a prerequisites point of view, what is mean by point-to-site? From being anywhere in the world with the internet connectivity and then securely connecting to your organization network. So that's kind of a scenario where your Azure point-to-site configuration will be helpful. This is the best example I could make out. So in the current scenario, as of today, right, in your real-time current pandemic situation, we're all working from home. We're not going to office, but we are connecting to our VPNs from a different kind of a vendors, right? And then you are getting into your organization network, and then without having any kind of an hassle, you're feeling like you're sitting at organization and working, and then delivering the project requirements. Right, that's what we have seen. So this is Azure provided point-to-site VPN. Whatever you have been using, like Cisco VPN, Pulse Secure VPNs, FortiWeb VPNs, right, the Checkpoint VPN. So these are all VPNs are configured on top of the firewalls, physical firewalls in your data centers, or virtual NVAs on Azure, or virtual NVAs in your data centers, physical firewalls. So those are all the VPNs you have been using. This point-to-site VPN, whatever we have discussed as part of our previous session, this is Azure provided in-house solution, right? As part of it, what we have done, we typically created one virtual network. We typically created prerequisites of these all services, right? Virtual network, address space, we'll decide one IP address for the VNet. We'll have the subnets for creating VPN gateway, that is our virtual network gateway service. We need a gateway service to be provided. And then we have, for authentication purpose, we have used Azure provided like certificate based authentication. For that, what we have used, guys, we have used self-signed root certificate, which we have uploaded as part of VPN configuration, and then client certificate we have done out of the root certificate. That client certificate, after configuring the gateway, like our VPN setup, by selecting the address prefixes, which will assign once you connect to the VPN, and then selecting the kind of a VPN like Open SSL, SSTP, IKEV2, combination of both of these scenarios. After selecting it, we'll upload our root certificate content and save it. So as soon as you get save, what will happen? Your download VPN softwares will, that particular option will get enabled. With that, typically we'll download the VPN client, install it, and along with the VPN client exe file, you need to install the client certificate along with the password. These are the prerequisite. Once after the successfully installed and configured, you are good to connect to the VPN. So that what is the main difference? Instead of public IP over the private IP, you could able to reach or you could able to communicate over your virtual network. This is what on a high level which we have discussed, folks. Till now, any questions? Right. So and I mentioned a VPN of a point-to-site VPN, it is sitting anywhere in the world with the help of internet connectivity. There is one more kind of an VPN connectivity which you guys need to be aware is the site-to-site VPN. When I say site-to-site VPN, it means entire Azure network enabling the secure connectivity to your entire on-premises location. That on-premises can be a data center, can be your organization network, right? If you see, whenever you are sitting at your office network, you don't need to connect to the VPN. Things will work automatically, right? Typically, what they have done in the backend, entire location that will cut as an on-premises. They will enable secure tunnel configuration with the cloud or cross premises. On-premises to on-premises also will cut as site-to-site tunnel. On-premises to cloud also will cut as cross network site-to-site tunnel. Right? Azure to Azure also will enable the IPsec site-to-site tunnel. All these scenarios, guys. In this scenario, in the example, in this representation, I was just referring We have a VPN gateway, you have an on-premises, right? Combination of Azure to Azure, it means VPN gateway to the VPN gateway. It is possible. On-premises to on-premises is possible. On-prem to cloud and vice versa also is possible. Typically, establishing a secure communication between two physical regions will be called as a site-to-site VPN. Theoretical front, is it clear, folks? Any questions so far? Am I audible? Venkat, Saidu, Harsha?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
Yes, Surinder, you are audible.
Okay. Yes, so silent, so I just thought of. So as we don't have an on-premises setup with us, we don't have anything as an on-premises physical data center, physical firewalls with us. So we cannot give you the real use case of site-to-site tunnel, but I will explain what has to be done as part of an Azure administration, as part of on-premises security engineer, how exactly you are going to establish a secure site-to-site tunnel, we'll discuss. And for a practical scenario, we'll use one VPN gateway in one Azure physical region. We'll create one more gateway in another physical region. We'll establish the site-to-site tunnel. We'll see that as a practical scenario because Azure in our control, we could handle however we need it. Clear? Shall we proceed? So for that, what we need, first we need a virtual machine or a virtual network. First, probably let me create virtual network gateway that is required for any kind of a VPN or any kind of a connectivity, guys. What is the service is responsible? Your virtual network gateway, that is your VPN service. We have seen as part of our previous session, right? How we can provision a VPN gateway, that is your virtual network gateway. So here also I'm just providing, let's say this is West US gateway 01. So I'm just naming this West US2. So I guess West US2 has a free services is available. If you guys remember, for a point-to-site, site-to-site, what you need to pick up? Gateway type as VPN, and VPN type is route based. When you could select the policy based, so policy based is nothing but static routing. When I mean static routing, until or unless there is manually defined the route in your physical device by your security engineers, this VPN setup will not work. So you need to be very cautious. You should have a discussion with the other party, other engineer who is working on premises. Azure, and yes, you are responsible. From on-premises engineer, you need to have a discussion to understand, boss, we are creating a site-to-site tunnel. Your device does support route-based or policy-based. All right, we need to discuss that and understand if this is route-based, yes, we'll go with the route-based. Some scenarios, whereas you need to select the policy-based VPN. Right? Queue sizes, as we discussed already, this queue sizes nothing but amount of throughput you could assign. So virtual network, I don't have a VNet, so I'm just creating on the fly one virtual network. This is West US 2 hyphen VNet. Resource group also I'm gonna create one site to site hyphen RG. So I'm not using existing VNet. In this case, I'm creating my new virtual network, that is 10.140.0.0/24. Entire 40 is private segmented, private IP subnet. So this is subnet 01, 10.40.0.4, 0.0/27 is a subnet. So hope you guys are clear with the VNets and subnet and all other stuff, right? So rest all details is common, which we have discussed. So this is West US2 gateway public IP. That's it. I'm just reviewing and creating. So creation of virtual network gateway, as we discussed, it is a time taking process. It will take minimum amount of a time, right? So I'm just creating. What happened to my keyboard? Yeah. So I just clicked on create. So virtual network gateway provisioning is in process. So how much time it has taken, guys, in the previous session? Our virtual network gateway. Any
Around
idea?
20 minutes.
Yeah, minimum of 20 to 25 minutes we have spent our time to understand and provision of our virtual network gateway service. Correct? So this time also it's going to take the similar kind of a time. Nothing to worry. We will discuss about remaining all other options, right? How to create site-to-site tunnel. So we don't need this circuit to be provisioned, but yeah, we can have our discussion to be make us understand. Let's say if you want to create a site-to-site VPN from Azure West US to your on-premises data center somewhere, assume that is in West Europe, for example, somewhere in London, you have a physical data center and your customer wants to communicate the resources in which is there in West US to Internet. So how we can establish the site-to-site tunnel? So what happened? The deployment got failed. Any reason? Error details? So it wasn't considered the gateway subnet. Although I have changed this to task 27 is the minimum size of a gateway subnet. If you see, it is still considered as slash 28, so it has got failed. So let me initiate. We have the VNet created here. Let me create the gateway subnet manually. So this is my subnet. I'm going to create a gateway subnet, change it back to slash 27, which is acceptable by site-to-site tunnel. And then I will go back here, create a resource. I'm going to create a virtual network gateway. As because of his time-taking process, that's where I was requested your help to get it create this gateways for joining the session. Just US2. I'm just going with the gate very basic size. Selecting the West US2 VNet. Gateway subnet is already there. Use existing. So we have created one public IP. So I've selected automatically the same one. Click on create. As I mentioned, gateway resource provisioning will take some time, but it's completely fine. Let it get the resource get be provision. So let's talk about what is the responsibility or how exactly we are going to configure the site-to-site tunnel. So let the resource can be provisioned. That's not been a problem. Let it get the resource will be visible to us in our resource group in updated status so that we can good to discuss about site-to-site tunnel configuration. Any questions, guys, so far? Able to follow what we're trying to do here? Whatever I have explained as part of site-to-site tunnel. Any questions? We haven't done anything. We just created a resource, that is virtual network gateway resource. So we just created, nothing else we done. But on a theoretical front, did you guys clear? That's the question. That's the thing I just want to understand. What is mean by site-to-site tunnel on a high level? Guys, this is my gateway. This is West US gateway. So what is our example, guys, in this scenario? I'm just using MS Paint. So this is our Azure, and this is my on-premises, right? This is in Azure. This is your on-premises. This on-prem, this Azure location, let's say somewhere in West US. This on-premises assume that somewhere in Europe, and you are trying to establish the communication between these two. So what is the communication you are trying to establish here? It's secured communication between these two. So this secured communication is so site to site VPN tunnel. So when I mean site to site VPN tunnel, let's say in the West US2, you are having a virtual machine. Assume that VM01, right? This VM01 IP is 10.40.0.4, for example. And in a West Europe, it's a physical data center, right? It's a physical data center on a virtualization platform like Hyper-V, VMware, or Citrix. You are having VM02 with the IP address of 192.168.0.10, for example. So with the help of this site-to-site tunnel and encrypted over the internet, do remember this keyword, using the public internet, your Azure to on-premises, you can successfully or securely can communicate between two different physical locations. One is Azure, other one is on-premises. This technology, we'll call it as a site-to-site VPN tunnel. Okay. In this now, we just created for a prerequisites of InvestUS2. We created a VNet, we created virtual network gateway. So this is a VNet gateway. So this is the VPN solution in Azure. This is the service which is responsible to send the traffic from Azure to internet on encrypted format. It means your packet will not go on a plain format. Your packet will be encrypted because you are traveling towards the internet using site-to-site tunnel. With this technology, your packet will always be encrypted, delivered to the destination, that is Europe region. Your firewall again will decrypt the packet and deliver to the VM02. That is how the process will happen. This traffic will go via the internet. How it will go? On a encrypted format. Is it theoretical part is clear, guys? Leave up the technology, what to perform, how to perform. My expectation here is at least, are you guys clear or understanding on a high level theoretical front? If someone is asking, someone is speaking about site-to-site tunnel, were you guys able to follow the topic? That is the only thing I just want to understand. Is it clear?
Yes, Surendra.
Yeah. Now, on technical front, we'll see. So to create a site-to-site VPN, Azure, we have a prerequisite. We create a VNet. We have the gateway. How you can create a VPN, site-to-site VPN? You guys remember we have done it the setup in a point-to-site VPN, correct? Earlier session. So this session, what we will do, we'll do the site-to-site connection by clicking on the connection tab. For this, add connection. So you can name anything. So I'm just giving West US to I'm just naming to the two different sites here. And the connection type, what we're trying here, we want to do the site-to-site VPN tunnel. So when you're selecting site-to-site tunnel, you have two things. One is source, other one is destination. Source is your VNet gateway, that is West US gateway 01. You could see that is already as logged, right? Next one is local network gateway. So when I say the local network gateway, it is nothing but your Europe data center details. Are you able to see here on-premises Europe? I need to provide these details. So in Azure, which service is responsible, guys, here for a VPN configuration? Azure Virtual Network Gateway, correct? Virtual Network Gateway will be take the responsibility in Azure. In on-premises, that responsibility, one second. So in on-premises, that responsibility will be owning by which device? This will be handled by your physical firewall. Which device will be handled, guys? VPN setup in on-premises, your firewall physical devices, right? So, one second. My keyboard is literally. So this is what? This is your firewall. So Azure and the VPN setup can be done at your VNet gateway on-premises. So physical firewall will take the responsibility. So as part of your site-to-site tunnel, what you just you need to select given select the connection type is site-to-site VPN. Source is VNet gateway. This already get logged because we are on top of the gateway only. Destination will call it as a local network gateway. What is mean by local network gateway, guys? This is where we need to feed in the details of your on-premises data center. Let's say this is Europe. You can give any name. So this is Europe data center. You need to give Europe data center public IP of your firewall from this diagram. Are you able to understand? Here we have a firewall in Europe data center. You need to give the firewall public IP. Just assume that in Europe data center firewall is assigned with the public IP of 78.110.25.69. This is your public IP. For example, you just need to, how you will get this IP? By collaboratively work with your on-premises engineer. You need to work with the on-premises engineer and get the data, right? And then in a Europe data center, what is the private IP range they were been using? So from this diagram, can someone tell me in Europe region, what is the private IP segment the people are using here? From on-premises Europe in this diagram, what is the private IP range is been using as part of this diagram?
192.
Yeah. So we need to provide which all private IP ranges is there in your data center to communicate. That is 192.168.0.0/24. Tomorrow in your data center, you can also update later point in time also. Let's say you are adding one more IP, 168.10.0/24. So like this, you can add multiple IP segments from multiple IP classes. Only thing you need to remember as part of this site-to-site analysis, you should not be have a conflict of IP address usage between your on-premises data center to cloud region, cloud virtual network. So in my case, cloud is using 10.40 segment, on-premises using 192.168. I don't have any problem. In a real-time scenario, you should be very careful of what IP you're typically going to use. Clear, guys? Till now? And what does this local network gateway contains? Local network gateway in the sense make a feed into your brain, because if someone is asking you in an interview what is mean by site to site, could you please give me the steps? You should explain all the steps. As part of a connection, we have selected site-to-site tunnel. Source is gateway. Destination is local network gateway. What is mean by local network gateway? It does consist of your on-premises. In the name itself, it has local network gateway. Local means your on-premises data center, physical firewall, public IP, in on-premises data center, private IP series, what you are using in a data center level, what you want to enable the communication between Azure to on-prem. So those private IP segments details also you need to share it here so that this
Surendra,
resource, yeah.
sometimes network will down, so that time
Mhm.
we have to provide source and destination address. So if I know source name, but I don't know destination, can I find out with the source to what is the IP address or destination? Is it possible?
No, with see, uh, it is not like directly you could know the destination IP address without having any information. That is quite not possible. So
Okay.
these details someone has to share because Azure, you are the responsible engineer, correct? Similarly, on-premises there is someone is responsible, correct? So
Yeah.
you will get
Correct.
the details from on-premises security engineer. These details: what is his firewall IP? What is on-premises data center private IP? Similarly, from Azure standpoint, what you need to do for him to establish the connectivity, you need to share the West US Gateway 01 public IP, West US VNet private IP range, along with this pre-shared key. What is mean by this pre-shared key, guys? Is nothing but a password. Let's say I'm just giving a password, just AZT27 at the rate 123 456. Assume that this password. You need to give this password to your on-premises engineer. You need to share your West US Gateway 01 public IP. You need to share Azure private IP range, that is 10.40.0.0/24. This all these three details you need to share with whom? You need to share with on-premises security engineer. So typically what we have been doing is from Azure and you are sharing your gateway public, VNet private IPs and one password. Similarly, you are getting in return from him on-premises firewall public IP, on-premises private IP range you are sharing or you are getting from security. It is kind of you need to exchange this from both the parties. Clear, guys? This is how you need to configure the site-to-site tunnel. Any
Uh,
questions, guys? If someone asks you to configure a site-to-site
Surendra,
tunnel, are you able to do it?
uh, Surendra,
Yes, yes. Yeah, yes, Chiranjeevi, tell me.
yeah. When you say on-premise, like, are there any restrictions to, I mean, for Azure to connect to on-premise? Like, what are restrictions? It will connect to any on-premise environment, or when I say any, mean like, Solaris, like, is there any operating system in the independent, or like, are there any restrictions over here?
So this tunnel, whatever we are trying to establish here, Chiranjeevi, it is only on network front. You can
Okay.
run any operating system, doesn't matter. You can run just plain Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu. If it is up and available, it has an IP address is assigned. That IP address is be given in a local network gateway that is completely fine to communicate. There is no restrictions at all. If there is a restriction in this, that restrictions will happen only on a network level only. Your OS level, there is no restriction.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it clear, Saidu, Harsha, how to configure site-to-site tunnel? Any questions? Okay, I assume that you guys are clear. Just click on OK. So what will happen now? Your site-to-site connection will get create here. So this time it will get failed because we don't have anything on premises physically which is available, right, to serve the or configure it. So in a real time scenario, what will happen, guys? You will be get created one connection here, successful connection. Status will be kind of a connecting status. As soon as your on-premises engineer does make the required changes, we have a site-to-site VPN tunnel also will get created. In this scenario, the connection also will get failed because our gateway itself is still in creation state. Hence, you will be get failed of your connection as well. See, you could see here. Deployment in progress, creating a connection also still in progress. Ultimately, it will fail because our service itself still in provision state. Yeah. Any questions, guys, so far? What is mean by site to site? Okay. Now, to give a real-time scenario how site-to-site configuration can be done, what we will do instead of maintaining on-premises as an physical region, so I will consider to make use of on-premises also, right, is in Azure only, so that I will establish a site-to-site tunnel by ourselves. So what I will do now, this one instead of on-premises, I'm gonna use Azure environment only. This is I will consider to use an Azure environment. This Azure environment, let's say this is a Korea Central, and here I will deploy VM02 with the IP address, let's say 172.20.0.0/24. Right here also, as it is in Azure, I have full control. I will create virtual network gateway. That is the shortcut I'm just mentioning as a VNet gateway. Clear, guys? So that what we will do, both Azure locations, I'm having a full control. I can show you real-time demo scenario of establishing this connectivity between Azure to Azure using internet and encrypted fashion with a solution called site-to-site VPN. So that at the end of the day, we'll see that we are communicating between these two over the internet with a secured encrypted packet. VM1 can ping to VM2, VM2 can ping back to VM01 over the private IP addresses. Clear? Shall we go ahead and create the other setup now of Korea Central setup?
Yes, Surender.
Okay. So I'm creating first virtual network in Korea Central. This is my virtual network. Click on create. I'm just selecting existing RG, that is site to site RG. And here I'm just mentioning that it's a Korea hyphen VNet. Location is Korea Central. IP address will use 172.20.0.0 slash subnet is, let's say, subnet 02 172.20.0.0/24.
Hello, Surendra, your screen got stuck, I think.
Is it? I just created a VNet. It's in deployment screen. I've opened a Teams window. Is it visible or you want me to reshare?
No, it's I mean still showing us create I mean virtual network screen.
Okay, I just stopped my screen, sharing it once again. Is it visible?
Yeah, we can see.
So I'm just creating Korea Central VNet, creating one gateway subnet. Sorry, I don't need a subnet. I need a gateway subnet. That is 172.20.0.0/27. Because I use /24 and all IP address I use for my subnet 01 itself. So that's why it is not allowing me to create a gateway subnet. So I don't need full IPs to be used here. Or else I will delete this first time, please. I don't need any subnet for now. Gateway subnet. So gateway subnet, I'm just creating a /27. Click on save. So as I mentioned, as part of our this diagram, we created one VNet, that is VMC Korea Central VNet. Now we need to create one gateway, that is our virtual network gateway in Korea Central. Click on create. So yeah, Central gateway 01. That's it. Location as Korea Central. I'm just selecting very basic SKU. I don't need an advanced sizes. So I'm selecting Korea Central where it is. My VNet
Again,
itself.
Again, screen got stuck, Surendra.
No problem. So what I'm doing now, I'm just creating one more gateway for our training, right? As part of pictorial representation. So 1 second. So I'm in chart. I'm just sending this image. So in the as part of this pictorial representation, which I shared in the chart, I'm just trying to create one gateway in the Korea Central region. Clear, folks? So Korea Central. So I'm just refreshing my screen. Reload. Let me share my screen once again. Korea Central Gateway. Are you able to see my screen now? Guys, able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Some reasons why it is not selecting my Korea Central. I have VNet, it is there in Korea Central only. And I'm trying to create gateway in Korea Central. But this virtual network is not listing here. Some reflection is a problem. Can someone get it created for tomorrow's session? This gateway, because it's still our first gateway is just now finished deployment done. That's still been happening. So we need to create one more gateway. Right? Can someone help with gateway creation in any other region, not only required Korea Central, any region in Azure, you can provision one gateway so that we'll see the site-to-site tunnel between the two Azure different physical VNets on tomorrow's session. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do that.
Yeah. Just make it ready. If you guys are available by tomorrow 9 o'clock, shall we have the session? Tomorrow is leave for me. So will you guys available by 9 a.m. tomorrow? By any chance?
So here we need to go with basic public IP address range or standard.
Anything that is completely fine. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can compare with the settings of your West US2 gateway.
Okay.
For tomorrow, 9 a.m. in the morning, I would like to take a session. So you guys are available?
That's right.
Ah,
Yeah, I'll be.
Surendra, make it as 9:30, sir. Surendra, morning we are going temple. Here only, but by 9:30 we'll be free.
Okay, fine.
9:30 fine.
Yeah, okay.
If I puja done before 8 a.m. I will let you know.
Yeah, you just call me so that we'll inform everyone. We'll make 9 or 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning and we'll have one session. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Surendra.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining and see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Surendra.
Thank you.
Thank you.